Alechem, Alechem, Heveinu Shalom. Heveinu Shalom, Alechem, Alechem, Heveinu Shalom. Hinei matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Oh baby, Heveinu Shalom, Alechem, Alechem, Heveinu Shalom. Shubidi wahida, Heveinu Shalom, Alechem, Alechem, Heveinu Shalom. Alechem, Heveinu, Alechem, Heveinu, Alechem, Heveinu Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So great to see you on this wonderful Shabbat Eve. And here I am, Michael Shochet, your cantor in the sanctuary, along with Hannah Paracha, our music educator, and our amazing family Shabbat band. And on the Zoom streaming internet, whatever we're calling it, is Rabbi Bernstein. Rabbi Bernstein, are you there?
I am, all the way from Maryland.
Wow.
So Shabbat Shalom to everybody in the sanctuary and everybody who's watching us, everybody who's on Zoom, everybody who's watching the streaming. And we have a special group with us tonight, our 3rd and 4th grade families. We're so excited that they're with us tonight. And so that everybody can participate in the service, Cantor Shochet, perhaps you can tell them how they can access the prayer book.
So we have started using this very new prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah for Youth, which actually we don't even have copies in the pews. So we have to get that before April when we start having people in here. But, however, you can access it at home online by going to our website, if you're not already there, and right above the player screen is a link to this prayer book. You can click it, and all the page numbers that we call out will be page numbers that you can see on that PDF file. And for our students that are on Zoom, we might be able to even put that link directly in the chat so you can open it up there.
Just amazing. What do we even need prayer books for when we can do that? I don't know.
Exactly.
Exactly. So we're celebrating so much this Shabbat, and we're thrilled that tomorrow 3 wonderful young people are going to be called to the Torah as B'nai Mitzvah: Isabel Footlick, Henry Gerber, and Mia Menares. And we're so delighted that Isabel is here with her family this evening and Henry is here with his family this evening to get our service started by lighting the Shabbat candles. So Gerber family, please take it away.
God began the world by saying, "Let there be light." We begin Shabbat with candlelight, saying, "Baruch atah Adonai." God finished creating the world by making Shabbat a holy day. We make Shabbat a holy day for ourselves. May the warm glow of these candles remind us of God's light, and may this Shabbat be a special, holy time for us.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Thank you so much. And please go ahead and light your candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you so much to the Gerber family and to the Footlick family, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow morning on our website, where you can watch then become bar and bat mitzvah. And so we turn in our prayer books now, or we push the button to get to the right page, to page 9 in our prayer books, where we have Lecha Dodi, the song that helps us bring in the Sabbath Queen with Lecha Dodi. And we're doing 3 verses tonight. We'll do verses 1, 2, and the last verse, number 9. And so I invite you to join us. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'nibor echad, ishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'makshava techila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Bo'i b'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Rabbi Bernstein, we have a very special melody for our Baruch Hu tonight, which is the next prayer we're singing. This prayer, this melody, was written by our very own Tony Knocker on piano, our band director. I don't know if we can get a shot from camera 3 to show Tony, but there he is. Tony, thank you for writing this Baruch Hu. I hope I sing it well, but it's great. So everyone who's out there tonight, join in. It's an easy melody to sing. There's a la-la section, so if you don't feel comfortable with the words, please, 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 la-la-la. It's page 22. We rise, if you're comfortable, for the Baruch Hu. Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Yai lai lai lai. Yai lai lai lai. Yai lai lai lai.
Melody, Tony, thank you so much. And especially at this time of year, as we look around and we see the seasons changing, it's going to be spring very soon. We're so grateful to God for creating the change of season, the flowers that will be blooming soon. And we say, Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. And we continue with Shema, which you'll find on page 34. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema, page 34.
Seated if you're standing, and we continue as we chant the V'ahavta together on page 36, this special melody called Trope that we chant words of Torah to, and this, since the V'ahavta comes from the Torah, we chant it to that ancient melody. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibareta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'haderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Uksharatam leot al yadecha, ve'ayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. And now we're going to sing an English translation and interpretation of this prayer, Love the Lord, or Love Adonai. And I see you've taken off your guitar, Hannah, so does that mean you're ready to go all out and do the motions?
Oh, that's how you know it's game time.
It's game time.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at, I have a couple of screens here in the sanctuary, and one of them shows me the third and fourth graders that are on Zoom that are watching along with, I see Dara Hollop there. Hi, Dara. I don't know that that people out in the world out there are seeing you, but we're seeing you here in the sanctuary, and I'm hoping that all of you third and fourth graders, if you're into it, you can do the motions on this song with us. I'm going to do my best, but I'm going to follow Hannah. So, yes, please, Dara, please do it. Okay.
Don't worry, Cantor Shochet. The kids will show you, I'm sure.
With
all your heart, with all your soul,
with all your might, with all your strength, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and with all your strength. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and with all your strength. With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, with all your strength. With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, with all your strength. 3, 4. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and with all your strength. Very good. I watched. They were doing great
Oh, yeah.
on those motions. Excellent job. Take it away,
Wow.
Rabbi Bernstein.
That was so much fun. And I was, so into it that I knocked my setup out of line here, my microphone, everything else. So we're putting it back together. And we're going to continue in just a moment on page 38 with Mi Chamocha. And in just a few weeks, we're going to be celebrating the holiday of Passover. And Mi Chamocha really celebrates that. It celebrates our liberation from Egypt. And the Israelites were so happy to be liberated, to be freed as they crossed the Red Sea. This is the song they sang, Mi Chamocha, page 38.
Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 ya lai la lai lai yai lai ya la lai yai lai 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 ya la 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 lai mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha ne'edar b'kodesh nolad tehilot osei melech nolad tehilot osei melech malchutecha ra'u banecha חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ואמרו זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד מי כמוך everyone מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נולד תהילות עושי פלא נולד תהילות עושי פלא יאללה לי יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה יאללה לי יאללה לי לי יאללה And we turn now in our prayer books to page 46 so we can begin the tefillah section of our service. This is the section that we rise as we chant the prayers that connect us to all the generations that have come before us. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avod ve'imaot, U'mevi ge'ula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. And on page 51, there's a wonderful reading here to remind us about how God is mighty. The Gevurot prayer is in Hebrew. It says, we are mighty like God when we help other people. We are powerful like God when we make peace in our families. We are strong like God when we feed the poor. We are great like God when we care for the sick. We are awesome like God when we help people to be free. We are amazing like God when we take care of our earth. O God, as we remember all the heroic things you do, we promise to try to be like you. And let's take a moment for the prayers that we find in our own hearts as we are seated and pray silently, and then we'll join together in the words of Oseh Shalom at the end of our silent prayer. Aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru la 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 It is our custom here on Shabbat at this moment of our service to think of those people who are ill, who we're thinking about for their speedy recovery. And so I offer these names of members and friends of our congregation: Alon ben Barbara, Hannah Esther bat Krendel, Hannah Leah bat Yosef Vehendel, Yehuda ben Fischel, Richard Bizar, Henry Botak, Benjamin Cohen Mars, Babette Cohn, Benaifer Devar, Elizabeth Drabkin, Rochelle Einstein, Michael Fisher, Marcy Friedman, Peter Gross, Jamie Hecker, Sonia Heimer, Martha Kelly, Nancy Klein, Louis Landsberg, Alan Levy, Ethel Pomerantz, George Schutzer, and Piper Williams. And anyone here in the sanctuary would like to say a name? And at home, if you would like to say a name, please do so now. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those people who are ill. May the Holy Blessed One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and soul, as together we say, Amen, and we sing the words of Misha Berach together. Misha Berach imoltenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So, Rabbi Bernstein, I'm going to turn the keys of the service over to you and to Hannah Paracha for the really fun part coming up.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I am going to need some help telling this story this week. And I'm hoping third and fourth graders that I can ask you for some help. Those of you who are on Zoom, can I ask you for some help? Oh, great. I see some nodding. That's fantastic. So I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to be what's called the narrator, but I'm going to ask you if you can act it out. So when I describe an action or a feeling, I'm going to invite you to show us your best description or depiction of that feeling or action. And sometimes we're even going to need some help with sound effects. So when I invite you to join for some sound effects, please unmute yourself. And then the rest of the time you'll stay muted. Don't worry, I'll encourage you and tell you when to mute and to unmute. And I know some of you may have printed out props. And so I encourage you to use those and to get those ready if you have them ready. So is everybody ready? Yep, I see some nodding. Excellent. So here's the story. And I see Dara has her props ready. This is going to be fantastic. 3 months after the Israelites left Egypt, they set up tents and they camped at the bottom of Mount Sinai. God spoke to Moses with a voice of loud thunder. Could I get some loud thunder, please?
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yes, you can unmute for the okay, terrific, unmute. Wow, that's some fantastic loud thunder. So please go ahead and mute yourselves now. So after the thunder, lightning flashed, thick clouds rolled in around the mountain. The mountain rumbled, it shook and spewed smoke and fire like a great volcano. When the people heard the thunder and they saw the flames and the smoke, they were terrified and they would not come near. And I wondered if you could show us how they must have felt with their terrified faces. Oh my goodness. Yes, fantastic. They were so frightened. Moses told the Israelites not to worry, and he hiked up the mountain alone to speak to God. The people waited and they waited and they waited. And they waited. After 40 days, Moses was still not back, and the people began to bite their nails. Would Moses ever come back, they wondered? They cried, "We are frightened because we can't see God, and we are all alone in the desert." Aaron, Moses' brother, was in charge when Moses was gone. The people begged Aaron to make them a god, a new god. So Aaron declared the following to the people: "Bring me all of your gold, all of your jewelry, all of your children's jewelry." Aaron melted the gold and shaped it into an enormous golden statue of a calf. Anybody have a golden calf? Oh, fantastic. I see several. The people bowed down to the calf, exclaiming, "This is our God who brought us out of Egypt." They kissed the feet of the golden calf. They clapped for the golden calf. They high-fived the golden calf. They brought food for the golden calf to eat. They danced and sang and celebrated a festival for the golden calf. Meanwhile, Moses waited atop the mountain as God finished inscribing the 10 Commandments on 2 stone tablets. God spoke to Moses, Go back to your people. They have turned away from me already." As Moses returned to the camp with the tablets, he could see and hear the people singing and dancing and worshiping the statue, and it filled him with a red-hot rage. He lifted the brand new stone tablets high above his head and he hurled them at the ground where they shattered. Oh, can I have some crashing and smashing noises, please?
Boom! There!
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, and please mute yourselves. Then Moses took the golden calf and burned it. He ground the gold into powder. He scattered it over some water, and he made the Israelites drink it. Yuck! He scolded them for defying directions and for making an idol to worship. "I will speak to God," said Moses. "Maybe I can convince God to forgive you." So back up the mountain Moses went and pleaded with God to forgive the Israelites. "Please, please forgive these people," said Moses. "And if you cannot forgive their deed, give the punishment to me." God said to Moses, "I will pass in front of you with all my glory, but I will not show you my face, because no human being can see my face and live. Instead, I will pass by and show you my back." Can I see your backs? Maybe you can act that out. There you go. Thank you so much. God passed by Moses and showed God's back. After 40 days and 40 nights, Moses came back down the mountain carrying a tall, heavy pile of stone tablets, a fresh copy of the 10 Commandments, a new agreement between God and the children of Israel, which would later come to be known as the Torah. This time, the people waited patiently for Moses to return, and when they saw him in the distance, they gasped. Could I have some gasps, please? Wonderful. Thank you so much, and please mute yourselves. Beams of light shot from Moses' face like a lighthouse on the water during a dark night, because Moses had seen and been close to God. Moses' face now radiated light. So thank you so much, third graders and fourth graders, and maybe some parents too, and Dara, who were helping me to tell this story. I really appreciate it, and it added so much to our story. So we're going to continue our service now with our closing prayers, starting with Elenu. And I believe that there's a slide we have for that so that you can follow along while we chant Elenu. And I invite you to rise.
That is true. I'm going to go to the ark, and you can follow the words on the slide that's going to be on the screen in a moment. But before we do that, I just have to say, Rabbi Bernstein, that all of us were having fun watching all the people on Zoom in the sanctuary here tonight. And I want to shout out to Hannah Paracha, who made that story happen tonight. Made all
Absolutely.
those signs that everyone held up, the pictures everyone held up. That was so great. So Hannah, thank you for doing that. And to our technical people, Rob and Bob and Graham here, who were like all over the place trying to make sure that we get everyone on camera and everyone heard. So great job. This is no easy task. So we're going to continue.
They make it look easy, but it's not an easy task.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to continue with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטש שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. And you may be seated.
So we think now of those who we loved who are no longer living. And this week we send our love and our thoughts to our members of the Road of Shalom community who are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. We think of Michael Phillips, the husband of Yardena Mansour, Beatrice Fader, the mother of Stephen Fader, Ed Flynn, the father of Sean Flynn, Bobby Rosenbaum Jr., son of Judith and Robert Rosenbaum, George Mann, the father of Thomas Mann, Edward Kosserin, brother of Jonathan Kosserin, Matthew Kaiser, husband and father of Rebecca, Sidney, and Sammy Kaiser, and Philip Ross, the husband of Jean Ross. In addition, we remember those members of our community and their loved ones whose yahrzeits we are observing this Shabbat. Bernice Arts, Stuart Blackman, Eleanor Bloomberg, Leonard Bloomberg, Ben Sion Budenstein, Harry Chernak, Benjamin Cohen, Samuel Cohn, Evelyn Cohn, Ethel Dotz, Elizabeth Dingfelder, Vera Edelman, Alex Esquia, Judah Fish, Sheila Fisher, Erna Frankel, Paul Freeman, Florence Frey, Howard Friedman, Richard Friedman, Seymour Garber, Raina Goldfarb, Molly Green, Judy Green, Marilyn Haddon, Peter Hammond, Will Harrison, Samuel Henkin, Sadil Iskowitz, Dorothy Jackal, Erwin John, Alan Jonas, Herbert Laufman, Harriet Lesney, Mitch Levy, Rose Lewis, Jack Loeb, David Lomax, Irving Manis, Geraldine Miller, Myron Moore, Sandra Moyer, Golda Mussman, Henry Mussman, Raymond Nazar, Susan Newborn, Francis Novig, Shelva Novitsky, Bennett Olshaker, Lindsay Orkand, Sydney Osakow, Joan Osakow, Samuel Padnick, Joan Pauley, Frida Pizachowicz, Barbara Plotnick, Sophie Raskin, Adrian Rieger, Joan Rifkin, Jerome Rosenblum, Norman Rosenthal, Alan Rubin, Burton Rudin, Leonard Scher, Nathan Shine, Leo Schneider, Paul Schneider, Murray Schooner, Joe Scher, Donna Siegel, Janice Solomon, Gerard Springer, Naomi Turetsky, Shirley Wolfstall, and Benjamin Zeitlin. And if you are observing a yard site, perhaps you are joining our service from another community far away, we invite you to say the name of your loved one at this time. And we invite everyone to rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach Yehute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agola uvizman kori v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei omayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiram v'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam levracha. May the memories of all of our loved ones always be a blessing. Please be seated. It's now my privilege to invite Lisa Katzman, who is the co-president of the Women of Temple Rodef Shalom, to give us some words of greeting and some announcements.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Rabbi Bernstein and Cantor, Shochet, and Hannah. Shabbat Shalom to everyone who's joined us. I'm honored to welcome you on behalf of our congregation to worship service tonight. Whether you're here for the first time or have been here countless times before, we are delighted to have you join us. During these most challenging of times, it's difficult to convey the audacious hospitality that Temple Rodef Shalom prides itself on delivering. Audacious hospitality is the practice of radical welcoming and reinforces our belief that we are a stronger, richer, healthier community when we reflect the diversity of modern Jewish life. For those of you who are visitors tonight, albeit virtual, we hope you will join us in person when you're able to do so, when it's safe. It would be a joy to welcome you properly and to tell you more about our extraordinary community. A big mazel tov to Isabel Footlick, Henry Gerber, and Mia Monaris, who will be our B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow. We're so proud of you and know that your family and friends are as well. I have a few announcements of highlights from this week's events. We have the Shabbat Elixir tomorrow, Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. It's an exploration of how we engage in difficult dialogues with those who we might consider the other. From Women of TRS, this Sunday at midnight is the last chance to participate in our Bagel Brunch to Go fundraiser. The proceeds go to TRS, Mazon, and other worthwhile charities, and it's delicious. We also have the Taste of Judaism, which is a 3-session introduction to Judaism for Jews and non-Jews alike, beginning at 7 p.m. on Thursday, March 11th. Please check out the e-letter from yesterday and the latest edition of The Connection, which is also available on our website, for more announcements of upcoming events here at Temple Rodef Shalom. Thanks again, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate you being with us, even though virtually, and hopefully soon you'll be able to be here in the sanctuary. I just want to add that to all of our members that we're sending out an email this week announcing the start of having members back in our sanctuary to join us for Shabbat services. Only up to 20 people per Shabbat, so you have to register. But that information will be in your emails early this week, and we're going to start that in just a couple weeks. So we're excited about that. As we prepare for the Kiddush, it is time to think about all of those people who are celebrating birthdays during the month of March. Of course, I am one of them, and so I am saying happy birthday to myself at this moment.
As you should.
Thank you. And of
Happy
course, to our
birthday,
B'nai
Cantor
Mitzvah.
Shochet.
Yes, thank you. But I want to invite all of you who have birthdays to join me in the Kiddush. Happy birthday to all of you. And this is a special Shabbat all across the country. It's Refugee Shabbat. It is a time when we remember the people that come to our country, that are looking for a new place to live, and they come to our country. And we say in the Kiddush, we say the words, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim, remember the going out from Egypt. It's our obligation to remember that we journeyed from slavery to freedom. And we think of the many times in our history that our people have wandered in search of safety. And tonight we think about all those people that also do the same thing. And when we lift this cup, we remember the words and we remember our obligation to welcome the stranger, to support all of those people who are seeking to find new life here in the United States. And so we raise our cup, and we join together in the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki v'anu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
And so a thank you again to all of our third and fourth graders rather, who participated tonight, to their teachers, to the parents, to all the people that are watching online, to our amazing family band that just makes my Shabbat so just light up every time you guys are here. I'm so appreciative of you. To our technical team, to Rob on video, to Bob on Zoom, to Graham on audio, to even our one congregant in the pews today, Barbara, so great to see you, and of course to Hannah Paracha and Rabbi Bernstein and I are so grateful that we've had this opportunity to welcome Shabbat with you. We're going to end with a song that's it's not in the prayer book, but it's going to be on the slide that Rob's going to show us in a minute. Sweet as honey, to remember the goodness in our lives. Right,
That's
Hannah?
right. The goodness in our lives, the joy of learning, especially because we're so glad to have so many students here with us today. So I hope that all of you who are zooming in from home will join and sing out with me for this last song. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on a dove. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on a dove.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. As we go forth on this Shabbat, let us always remember that the Torah is truly sweet for us. Let it engage us and let us engage with it as we continue on making the world a better place, always remembering to keep it sweet. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Great to see you.
Shabbat Shalom.